welcome back. Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today what we're going to be doing is, today I'm going to be telling players that you should be looking out for in your fantasy Premier League team. Of course, I'm not going to make any of these transfers, but here we go. So, let's look at all players. We have 530 players you can select from. And a lot of them are quite good actually, and yeah, so I'm gonna be telling you guys players that you should be watching out on from every team basically. And if you guys enjoyed this series, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, Arsenal, who should you be looking out from Arsenal? Now Arsenal doesn't really have any great players, and they're not the best, okay? I mean, they're just a solid team, and your players, you don't expect much. But here are some players I think you guys should be looking out for. Kieran Tierney. Now, I think you guys should be getting Tierney because when I saw him play, he was actually kind of good. He was like the main focal point of the Arsenal team. He was a focal point of that team, and I really loved it. He's a pretty good player, and I think he's one of the better players in the Arsenal team. He's a starting left back, so you can't go wrong with that. It's only $5 million for a defender. That is damn cheap. Yeah. Now moving on to midfield, of course, looking out for the youngsters. Okay, yeah. Got three options. Okay, you should be looking out for Saka. This is the option you should be looking out for the most. Even though he got a price downgrade, that's a good shot to get it as a 0.1 million cheaper. So I think you should be looking out for Saka. 6.4. That's quite cheap for midfielders because your midfielders are expected to be like Salah, Son, or Fernandes. Martinelli, I don't think you should pick him. He's slightly more expensive and he just doesn't get enough game time. But we got one here, Smith Rowe. He's going to be in the starting lineup as a midfielder. And he's quite good, really. When I see him play, as like in the Arsenal game, when they lost 2-0 to Brentford, he looked kind of good. Yeah. Now, for the forwards, you shouldn't really be looking for anyone. Aubameyang is not that good. He's too expensive. And, he's just too expensive. Let's move on to the transfers now. If you saw that it was only 42 points, was because for this week it wasn't the highest points. But okay, let's move on to all players. We're gonna move on to Aston Villa. Number one player should not be watching out really is Martinez. Now you should not be watching for Martinez because pricely goalkeepers for 5.5 million. Guys, I really just can't handle the 5.5s because I don't like 5.5s. So you could add them on the watch list if you want, which you just have to scroll down here to add the watch list. So let me actually go back to the Arsenal to add the watch list players so I can have these players on my watch list. And really, yeah, that is basically it. I'm gonna add Smith Rowe. I'm not gonna add Martinelli. I'm just gonna add him just in case if he gets enough minutes. But yeah, eventually I'll remove him. Okay, I've added it back to Aston Villa. Now, Martinez, your goalkeeper should be looking out for 4.5 million. Last season he was 4.5. That was why people like to go with those cheapy 4.5 million goalkeepers. And that's what I really liked. Target, he's actually not been starting in these two games. He's not been getting points. And I don't think you should be really watching for him. But I think you should be looking for Ashley Young. I didn't even know he was in the squad. The Aston Villa squad. I didn't even know. No, I'm really not joking. I actually didn't know. I actually really didn't know. He looks quite good. Every time when I see a player like called Young on your shirt, I thought it's like somebody else. But when I see the person's name as Young, they play quite good. And yeah, And I'm in the list. El Ghazi. Yes. El Ghazi is a player you should be looking out for. You see, 1,604 minutes. If that was like 3,200 minutes, that would be like 220 points, one of the ups there. So he's now going to be a starting player in the team. The reason why last time he wasn't in was because Grealish took his spot and then he was left out more behind. Yes, Leon Bailey is another player you should be adding into your watch list. Because when he only played 30 minutes, he got like an assist in like 30 minutes, which is usually you don't expect an assist in 30 minutes. So, and he has an injury, but yeah. Buendia, he's quite hyped up. He scored a lot of goals, but this is that was championship level, and you have to take it by half. So if you call it by half, it will be like 8 goals and 8 assists per season, which is quite good. I mean, like for midfielder, yeah. Add him into your page. I would love to add Trezeguet, but he's just injured for now. Now, number 1, you must add Danny Ings. Danny Ings should be in your watch list. Look at that percentage. 38.9% of people. He scored 2 goals in 2 matches. Boom. That is just incredible. He's done penalties, except for one of the penalties in this game week 2, where El Ghazi taked it. That's why the point is so high for El Ghazi. But add Danny Ings to watch list. Now, my phone is 26% because I forgot to charge it. Now, for here, there is a lot of players you should be looking out for. I mean, God, there is a lot. Raya, number 1. He's the starting goalkeeper, and plus he's 4.5 million. David Raya Martin. He literally got 2 clean sheets. He's a rock in the goalkeeper, and I feel like people underestimated him because he came from the championship, and you really don't like having championship players in your team because it's just ugh. You know what I mean? It's just pretty and like it's you gotta deal with it. He's just a 74 rated this season on FIFA, but he plays like an 84 rated goalkeeper, or sometimes even 94, but let's not go too far. Okay, add to watch. Rico Henry. Why I decided to put Henry is because, well, he's 4.5 million. When I see him play, he's actually better, than Jansen. The thing about this is that they got assists, so you need to keep in mind goals. But when I saw Henry play, he was kind of solid in the defense. I mean, and yeah. Another player you should be adding to your watch list is Canos. Now, my dad had Canos, and I was laughing at him, like, why are you having Canos? Boom, he just got 11 points from that. So I guess I'm not laughing right now. I'm going to add Canos in the team. Origat is also another player you should be looking for. You either should get Canos or Origat. It depends on you, but I might get Origat because he's just 0.5 million cheaper. That's small price. I'm really chasing for Trent, and yeah, that price cut could be quite fortunate. Now, Ivan Toney is a player you should be watching it. Now, he might not have scored any goals, but he's eventually going to start scoring some goals. So, be aware on that. And just, yeah, he's dropping in percentage by a little bit, but eventually he's going to start scoring goals. People are going to start regretting it. That's what I hope. So, yeah. Now let's move on to Brighton. Okay, it's been 9 minutes in the video already. Sanchez, a lot of people have. You should just add him in the watch list because he's the main Brighton goalkeeper. Duffy is one of them. He's starting to play, and when Duffy plays, he usually gets a lot of points. So add Duffy in. Dunk he just usually gets clean sheet points. Lamptey has a lot of hamstring. Basuma, I recommend you trust her. He's like the goal scorer, and look at it. That amount of minutes and that amount of points, add him into our watch list. Also, Mapai. Now, he's having a little bit of a shoulder injury, but you know him. He scores the goals. Okay, not as many players in these smaller teams. Eventually, it's going to get to the Liverpool, Man City, Man United. Oh my God. Now, it's been over 9 minutes and 50 seconds, and for some reason, I'm talking literally so much. But, really, There's actually nobody in Burnley I will mind to get. Even though I have Loughton, I don't really think you should get him. Because this is for you guys' sake, okay? Kepa, I mean, okay. If you want to go for him, you can go for Kepa. But, yeah. Now, the person you could go for over here is Christian Pulisic. He's a rising star. You heard me right. He's a rising star. And he's getting quite good and being like a main starter no matter what. So, I think you guys should get Pulisic. Mount usually plays. He's very good. And Havertz. He scored that winning Champions League goal and he's been improving as time goes on. Havertz is improving. So, I really think you guys should get Havertz. Just because a player's price goes down doesn't mean you should not get them. Okay? Lukaku, that big boy. Lukaku. I think you should buy Lukaku, okay? He was so good at Inter. People call him a flop when he was in Man United, but when he was at Inter, he was very good. Werner, I don't think you should get him. He just needs more time to adapt. Crystal Palace. Joe Butland is actually in the team. Huh. But, of course, the person you should be looking out for is Zaha. He's literally the best player in the team, and like, you know, you can't complain about Zaha. He's just Zaha with a Z. Okay, my name starts with a Z. You see, usually now it's eventually starting to get lower and lower, and then like, you know, it's just starting to like, you know, Digne is one of those players you should be adding into your watch list. I actually need to start adding more players, but well, what happens? I'm gonna start explaining. Okay. So why you should get Digne is a lot of people went for him and he's kind of solid actually. I mean, you know, you guys might not expect me to say that, but he is solid. And he's the main left back and he just starts the game and he's 5.5, which is actually kind of cheap for a defender. Now let's move on back to Everton. Now, there's also a few players that I would recommend having to check it out. Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. Now, these are the obvious options. Calvert-Lewin just bangs like 15 goals a season, and he literally feels like it bangs in every match, which it feels like it. He's very good. And you have his partner in crime, Richarlison. I mean, I prefer you take Calvert-Lewin for, even though it's that 0.5 million increase, he's just Calvert-Lewin just scores more goals, but if you want a cheaper option, you could take Richarlison. I won't mind adding him to the watch list. Now let's move on to Leeds. Let's see what here in Leeds. Let's see. Rafinha. He's a threat if he doesn't get injured, because if you see here at the minutes played last season, he only played 2,358 minutes. It's because he had an injury. And yeah, that is literally why. So, Rafinha, you have to add him in. Benford, of course, I have to add him in. He just signed a contract with Leeds. And look at that amount of points. He is a demigod over here. Patrick Benford is amazing. Okay, it's just that the prices catch people off guard and Leeds fixtures are not the best. So, I can understand. Leicester, I'm trying to tell you guys bargaining options. Like, I'm not telling you to just buy those amazingly expensive. I'm telling you to like buy options that are up below like 9 million. You know, the bargain players kind of. So it's like a bargain episode. Allison, you could go for him, but that's the premiums of the premiums of the premiums. You know what I mean? Now, Simicast, you could think of me like, yo, you should go for him. Well, Robertson is just back from injury. And when Robertson is back from injury, well, he won't play no matter how good he is. Okay, so, yeah. Now, put the players you need to put on the watch list. Konate, he came from the Bundesliga. He was rock solid. I never really saw any games for him, but, like, I heard from people he was quite rock solid. He's not starting now, but eventually he's going to start after a while. Van Dijk is back from injury. Means you should be getting Van Dijk then, because when somebody is back from injury and you're playing this good, you must have them. you must add them in their watch list and just like, you have to scramble and get them because they are really good. Van Dijk is like a 6.5 option. I mean, he's a bit expensive, but yeah. Let's move on to Man City. A lot of players you could buy over here. Wow. That's why people sometimes call them Manchester. Money Chester, Money Chester. Get it? Money Chester. But I'm gonna be saying Riyad Mahrez. Okay, it might look weird that he's not playing a lot of minutes, but when he plays, he's amazing. Look at that. In that amount of minutes, you're getting 145 points. What if he played like 3,000 minutes? He would be getting like 320 points. So I really think, I'm not exaggerating this, but he might be getting 320 points in like every season if he keeps continuing. If he gets more minutes, that'll be better because Morris is quite good actually. Of course, I'm gonna say Fernandes, but no. Paul Pogba. He's now he is playing on the left side now. He's playing on the left wing now as a midfielder. And, he's getting more minutes because nobody's playing the left wing. And when I see him play at the left wing, he's quite solid. I would say Fernandes, but like over 58.4% of people have him. And like, you can't call that a bargaining option. You know what I mean? You can't call that a bargaining option. What is that? What is that? Newcastle, I'm gonna skip. Norwich, I'm gonna have to mention one quick one. Billy Gilmore. He's getting minutes now. He's a rising star, and yeah, I feel like he's getting more minutes because he's more dependable on the team, on a smaller team, and he's not too bad. People just say that he's okay, but he is not too bad. He's kind of good. People are adding him to the team for that just bench boost kind of thing, Southampton. Okay, let's go for Southampton. This video's taken 17 minutes. This is like the longest football video I recorded right now. So, yeah. Now, you should get Adam Armstrong. Why? It's because he's the main striker of the team. And when you have a main striker, you should be getting that striker. And he got 1 goal and 1 assist in 2 games. That is good. 1 goal and 1 assist in 2 games is quite good. Adams, he's decent. He got 2 assists, and 2 assists is quite good. For 2 games. You don't expect players getting assists every game, so Spurs, my favorite club, the club I supported ever since I first know football. Let me check back at the Southampton. Did I actually add them in the watch list or what? Can you? Okay, fine, I'll add them in the watch list. I forgot to actually. Back there. Spurs. Now, there's one option you should be getting. Tanganga. Now, he's the new right back of her team. Doherty has been dropped, and Tanganga, he's been doing good. Like, he got man of the match in the first game. For somebody who has played like 1,000 minutes in 2 seasons in the Premier League, and getting 1 man of the match out of nowhere is amazing. You should be adding Tanganga. Like, he's great. Now, Bergwijn is one, okay? Now, he's pretty risky, but he's a starting left wing that's getting more minutes because Harry Kane wants to leave Tottenham. And he's more so every player is more dependable now. Everyone needs to be dependent. And, yeah. And Bergwijn is getting more dependable, and you should be adding him in our watch list. Also, Lucas Moura. That pace that he gives to the team is very good. And what I said about Bergwijn, if Kane is getting frustrated with the team, so he like every player is getting more important. The cycle goes around like that. Yeah. Now, Watford. Let's do this quick. There's literally only one player you should be getting at Watford, and that's Sarr. Sarr. He is the best player of Watford, I think, ever. Like the best Watford player of all time. He's like if Watford does not have Sarr, well, then you know for a fact they're losing the game because they need the Sarr's goal, the assist, his style, his play, his just creativeness. You really just need the Sarr, and for Watford, they depend on him, really. They really, really depend on him. Yeah. I could say for Cleverly. You know what? Fine. I'll actually say Tom Cleverly. Okay, he is the newest CDM. He's a new CDM that is going to be getting more minutes eventually because, well, as I said, a lot of these players are getting either injured or they're new. And, when you have that opportunity, you should shoot at it. Emiliano Dennis. He is the new striker basically starting because Genie is like, he's like older now. He's like, I think 33 if I'm not wrong, which is quite old, and that's where people start declining. So, and even Chucho has more points, Chucho. Wait, is that Chicharito? Wait. Chicharito Hernandez. Is that him? If I'm not wrong, it's him, right? I think, yeah. It's him. That's okay. Yeah, that's really it. It's okay, and yeah, okay. So let's move on to the final part. Okay, West Ham. Let's see if there's any players here. I really need to scramble the video. Antonio is one of them. Now, when this guy is not injured, he's a beast off the rock. And yeah, I really think you guys should be getting Antonio. Look at that percentage. Okay, look at how many minutes he's playing. If he was a striker, he could be getting at least 200 points if he is fit. Over 30% of people think he's going to be fit. Yeah. Wolves. Well, Dromo, please. There's actually no player. I would say Jimenez, but I don't like players I don't want you guys to sign players who just came back for horrifying head injuries. So, yeah. So, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video on who should be adding for a watch list for Game Week 2. Hope you enjoy. Peace out. And this is a long video.